Why am I looking at you? You're a
Hey, it's Fat Albert. This is Brandon back with another wonderful episode of Mathroom, where I do math problems on a bathroom mirror. So, I thought it'd be fun to talk about how fast the coronavirus is. We're still talking about coronavirus, and I thought it'd be neat to talk about how fast it is by using the formula for speed. Speed is distance over time. It's important. We use speed all the time, not like that, like we understand it, because we always see speed whenever we look at miles per hour. And how that looks is distance, how many miles you drive, over time, how many hours it takes to get there. So miles per hour. Okay, so miles per hour, we have the distance over the time it takes to travel that distance. And so what I'm looking at is, there I am, how fast the coronavirus is. Now, just remember, these are approximates, not exact amounts. It's going to be based upon the first case that we know of in Wuhan, in China, and then also the first case that we found in Snohomish County in Washington, United States. So we're going to look at the distance that the virus traveled and how long it took it to get here, and we're going to figure out how fast the coronavirus is. But first, got to erase that guy. Just some special effects, magical video editing skills, and remembering that speed is equal to distance over time. The first thing we need to do is we need to figure out the distance between Snohomish, Washington, and Wuhan, China. So this can be easily ascertained by using the Maps app on the internet. So I looked it up, and the internet told me it was 6,042.8 miles. That's the distance that it traveled. And the first case in Wuhan was November 17th. First case in Snohomish was January 20th. So that is 64 days. So it traveled 6,000. Oh, you see me. There it is, 6,042 miles, 6,042.8 miles in 64 days. So we can figure out real quickly by doing some math how long that is per day. So all you have to do is divide both sides by 64. And divide this side by 64. Okay, 64 divided by 64 equals 1. That's called finding the unit rate. Okay, unit rate is when you're trying to figure out something per one thing. So we're trying to figure out how many miles it traveled per one day. And then we can figure out how fast it travels per hour. So if we divide both the top and the bottom, this is called a numerator, this is called a denominator. If you divide them both by 64, you end up with 94 miles for one day. So it travels 94 miles a day. And then all we need to do is we need to divide our day up into 24 hours. So we have our one day. And when we divide it into 24 hours, we have to do a little bit of conversion. Okay, so we say we multiply by one day, which is equal to 24 hours. Okay, then we just multiply straight across, 94 times 1. Let me get a good look at that. Hold on. So now you know 94 times 1 is equal to 94, and then 94 over 24. So we know it travels 94 miles in 24 hours, because 24 hours is the same thing as one day. And so then now all we need to do is divide the top and bottom. A good shot of it there. both by 24, because once again, we're finding the unit rate. We want to know how fast it travels per one of these hours, not all 24. So 94 divided by 24 is equal to approximately 4. I'm going to say approximately because there's a big decimal and it's fun to draw the wavies. So it's 4 miles per 1 day, per 1 hour. Okay. In math, if you make mistakes, you just fix it. So I just fixed it by saying it's per 1 hour, not per 1 day. So it's a good lesson in life and math. So it travels about 4 miles per 1 hour. And so we can say that the speed of the coronavirus is 4 miles per 1 hour. When I was in 8th grade, 8th grade, I ran the 1 mile in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's a little bit faster than 1 hour. It's also a personal best. I didn't win the race, but I was fast for me. And so 4 miles per 1 hour. So that's an approximate, not an official stat, but I mean, if you can run faster than 4 miles per hour, maybe you can outrun it. No, you know what? Don't take that. I'm not a doctor. I'm doing math in a bathroom, and that's been Mathroom. Thanks for listening on the math, and subscribe to likes and comments.
Why am I looking at you? You're a